What's up, everybody? The time has finally come for a review. A concert review! Yay! I don't know who I'm trying to be. I don't know who that was. First of all, I'm sorry it took so long. I mean, so long. It's been like a week, but as you can hear, I mean, I don't know if you can hear it actually, but my voice is still a little bit like, still struggling a little bit. Look, I went to the gig, the Warning, and then I spent the weekend away, and then I went straight into work, and then all of those days, I was absolutely gone. I mean, I had to pay attention for work, and I had to rest for work, and my voice was mostly gone. I didn't film a review video because no one wants to hear me talk without a voice. I mean, that makes no sense, does it? And also, I didn't have the energy, and I didn't have the time. It's just not gonna work if I don't have the energy to do anything. I'm just going to sit there and stare into the void. Patience is a virtue, they say, and with me, it requires patience, is all I can say. So I appreciate just how much passionate a lot of you are. I love it. But I feel like, you know, I'm just trying to build the anticipation here. No, it really wasn't that. I was just not okay. I was not fine, guys. Let's do this. So I thought I would take you along my journey. I got to Brixton fairly late on Thursday because I booked a train that was much later than what I wanted, but was fairly cheaper. Got that train, and by the time I got the tube down to Brixton, got to stash my bag somewhere. It was maybe 4:30, and then straight away I ran into Chris who runs the channel where you've all seen my face. Yes, it is me.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Literally the second I got to the O2 Academy, he went like, do I know you from somewhere? And I was like, well, probably from YouTube. We ended up queuing together, hence why I was right next to him at the gig as well. Even though, you know, I didn't stop to get merch, because I really needed to wee. And I thought, priorities, you know, I'm going to wee, and as a short woman, I need to be close to the stage as much as possible. Even though to be fair, it was my first time going there, so I didn't know what the venue was going to be like, but it was kind of like the floor was sort of slanted a little bit, so being at the back, you could still see over people's heads. That would be given that people taller than you aren't in front of you. And given my height, it's impossible. So regardless, I was still like on a slanted thing, and I had platform boots, and I was still like, oh. But anyway, before we actually get into the concert, I want to mention just how lovely it was to meet so many of you. I mean, I say that, so many, like it wasn't hundreds, obviously. That would have been overwhelming. Obviously, I knew that a few of you were going to be there. And so I was expecting, and you had mentioned that you might come and say hi. Happy with that. But I thought maybe, you know, maybe 2 people. 3 tops. Like 3, I'll be like, damn. It was about 10. Still like not massive, but like it really is my first time going anywhere where people just recognize me, and like I don't know who they are, but like they're like, oh, hello. And I'd be walking around and I'd just hear like Willow, and I'd be like, oh, hell. Like, where did that come from? Like, you know. So lovely to meet you all and see you all as briefly as it was. And I'm sorry if I was a bit awkward. I was confused, but this is no news anymore. I'm just always confused. So yeah, so like I said, I got there pretty late. I mean, so I couldn't get barricade. I was still kind of close. A few people did like suggest to like let me go forward because clearly I couldn't see shit, but I didn't. Thought that was very nice, but I don't know, I didn't. I could have. I was like, no, it's fine. Because I mean, I didn't know that I was gonna see any better in front of them anyway. But in the end, I ended up having like a pretty decent view, as you'll see in the future clips. So yeah, I didn't want to spend too much time looking for merch, deciding on what to get. It can get quite overwhelming for me because I can't make decisions. I'll be like, I either want everything or like, you know, and I'll just be like, I thought, you know what, you need to wee. Let's skip the merch. If you have time at the end, you'll go back. But I really would rather just be closer to the stage, so I didn't want to like waste time at the merch booth and have to carry everything for the whole duration of the show. So I went straight to the pit. And yeah, like I said, my platform boots were still no good for the sea of tall men who were there. But that's just a regular thing for me. That's just my curse. Everyone is just taller than me. So I did take a few videos, not that many, and they probably cut at inappropriate times, because I was self-conscious, you know, to have my phone in people's faces. I wanted to take in the moment, and just in general, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I was just in the moment, I didn't know what I was doing, and that brought me to even take a video in slow motion without knowing that it was in slow motion. But it ended up being quite cool looking, so I'm not mad about it. But somehow the same thing always happens. Like, I know the same thing happened for Korn last year, last summer. I wanted to film the pit, and I filmed in slow motion. And honestly, I'm also not mad about it. It ended up being one of my favorite things, honestly. Now that I think about it, maybe I should just shoot everything in slow motion. It seems to make it better. Like, the way they were like shouting at each other's faces in slow-mo. That is so funny. But anyway, enough chit chat. Let's talk about the show. Now, I had no idea who was supporting. Like, I only checked while I was queuing because I didn't even think about it. I forgot that was a thing. Why am I dying? The support was Sophie Lloyd with Marisa Rodriguez, I think. So Sophie Lloyd is a guitarist. Marisa Rodriguez was joining her, so she was kind of like a guest voice on everything. And they were really good. You know, they brought the vibes, they brought the rock. I didn't know them, like I said. I feel like I wasn't entirely into the music itself. Although I love their vibe and like their hair flips and all the theatrics that they were doing. Until like maybe I think their last song or something. I think they said it was one of their newest songs, but and that sounded a bit more like my vibe. I feel like the sound wasn't top notch. Like, I had trouble hearing the lyrics. I had trouble even hearing what she was saying in the microphone. I just feel like the sound, like maybe they had to rush the sound check. I don't know, but it wasn't like the top quality. It was for the warning, but not for the support act. So I'm not really sure what happened there. Probably also made it harder for me to, you know, get into it. But yeah, they were really good. And then came the warning. So they started with 6 Feet Deep, and then there was Sick. You know, I had a quick look at previous set lists before that, and unless I didn't look properly, and I might be wrong, but from what I had gathered, I thought I would know more songs than not, even with like the previous albums and etc. But it turned out to be a bit of the opposite, because obviously I didn't have time to catch up to all of their stuff before the gig, and even if that's all I would have done, like there just wasn't enough time. I mean, they've got a lot of material, and also like I could have like just listened to the stuff, but I want to do the reactions. I didn't have time to like film the videos and everything, and I thought, you know what, if it's a few songs, like I'll just embrace it. It was quite a few songs, but still it was great to discover the songs this way. But yeah, for the same reason, I'm doing the studio version first on my channel before I react to the live version. It's just because I find it a lot easier to focus first, like getting to know the song first on a studio version. So I was only half focused, trying to listen, like with everything going on, being in the crowd, trying to see them. But either way, I mean, even on the songs that I didn't know, it was so good to see and hear everyone in the crowd singing the songs and like cheering them, and yeah, singing the songs, even the ones in Spanish. Like it was just good to see the energy in the crowd and the energy of the girls themselves. Like as always, I can't get over the power in their instruments, but also in their voices, and hearing it live is definitely something different, and it gave me chills, and it felt a bit surreal to be there, because, you know, it came quite fast when I did, from the moment I got the tickets to, and I didn't really have time to anticipate. I did, but like there's just been so much going on in my life at the moment, and like personal life and everything. Yeah, I didn't have that much time to like anticipate the gig, and somehow it still felt like it wasn't real. Even when I was there, I was just like, well, I guess I'm here, like you know what I mean? I mean, maybe you don't, but yeah, just absolutely wonderful to hear them live. Honestly, it was a really, really good night. I really enjoyed it, and there's a part where Danny was doing a guitar solo, which was so beautiful, just with the lighting, and it was like finally a moment where like everything calms down a little bit, and it's just like chill, and you can catch your breath. In a way, not the solo itself, but it is related to my only bad, and it's not even that bad, bad comment about the gig, is that there weren't many songs that were actually like a downtime. Other than that solo, like I think it was literally the only downtime where you get to catch your breath a little bit, literally, because there is nothing to sing. You're just there listening to her play fabulously on her guitar. But yeah, like I was expecting maybe Black Holes, or even like 23, like a song like this that is a bit slower tempo. But like, wait, I had the list. I need to find it again. So yeah, just in case you don't know, I mean, you can always look this up. There was 6 Feet Deep, Sick, Satisfied, don't remember how it goes, Escapism with the extended outro, which was absolutely wonderful. I mean, I wasn't surprised, obviously, because I'd seen it live before that, but obviously you hear it better in the room rather than like with a cam recording. I don't know if I've captured it. We'll have to see. But yeah, when Power just keeps on belting at the end, and then it keeps on going, it's just so powerful. Yeah, see, so then there was Apologize. Don't remember how it goes. So I'll still be able to do the reactions to these. And then it was technically the 6th song was Danny's guitar solo. Then it was Choke, More, Money, Survive, Que Más Quieres, all songs I didn't know, Consume, Burnout, also didn't know, and then Sharks, and then it says Intro. I don't know why. Maybe it was the intro song played from tape. I don't remember. Disciple, Hell You Call a Dream. So finally I was like, yay, Sharks, Disciple, Hell You Call a Dream. I can get back in the game. Materio, Evolve, and then the encore was Narcissista and Automatic Sun. So like there was a fair share of songs that I did know, of course. But like almost 50-50 with like just a few more, one or two that I didn't know. I did hear a bit of material when I watched the mini documentary. So I did recognize it. And I knew it was that one. I still want to do a full review or like reaction with the video because I think Pow directed that one. So I do still want to do that. But like it honestly still was one of my highlights, even though I didn't know the song, because it has like that sort of grandiose aura. You know, it's got like almost not operatic, but I guess more cinematic would be maybe what I'm looking for. Like this inspiring energy, like it's got this sort of epicness to it, if that makes sense. Like this, I don't know how else to describe it, but I was just like, I think that was like the song that was left with me the most as I left the gig, and like probably the day after as well. Like there's just like probably the chorus that kept playing in my head from material despite not really knowing it. Highlight from the gig, definitely. Another highlight was Hell You Call a Dream. I just love the song to begin with, but those belted notes are just, I don't know, they do something to me. Like the end of it, and yeah, it was just great to be there and hear it live. The extended outro on Escapism is another, I guess those are the things, and I guess the guitar solo as well, I really enjoyed it. I guess the only bad thing I would have to say was that the guitar solo was the only downtime, because otherwise they're like pretty rocky and just like high energy, which like I said might not be a bad thing for some people, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing for me as well, but I personally quite like when there is a bit of like a fluctuation in emotion, because otherwise I tap out. And so I used the whole bit of like from the guitar solo, I guess, and like choke coming after it to Que Más Quieres. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 songs. This whole chunk, I was mostly dissociated. Because I was like, well, I don't really know the songs. I can still sort of vibe, but like I also need a downtime sort of thing, if that makes sense. Like I need to catch my breath. So I wasn't fully paying attention. I wanted to be able to pay full attention for the songs that I did know. I never know if I'm actually expressing what I want to express the right way for you to because it's always clear in my head and then it comes out of my mouth and it's like, what are you even saying? I don't know. But overall, obviously a great time, a great gig. Obviously amazing energy on stage, on both parts, like even the support, and all 3 of them, they looked so cool. Oh, I was more like on the left side a bit of the stage, so like I guess I ended up being a bit center at some point, but I was a bit more on Ali's side, and I had quite a good view of Pow, and if I didn't move too much I could see Danny over there. Would I say it is the best gig ever? It's not the best gig I've ever been to for different reasons, but it is definitely up there. Like, I mean, I feel like I've only been to really good gigs so far because I don't have that many, so obviously like it's hard. Competition's there, I choose them very carefully, you know. I'm not going to just go to any gig. They are definitely high on the lists of all the gigs that I've Why am I dying? I can't even. I went for a walk earlier. I thought it was going to be healthy, you know, sun, get a bit of sun, get my steps in. But I'm allergic to life, and I was fine before I stepped outside, and then I stepped outside and all the pollen was flying everywhere and I started to stop breathing. And it's just great, you know, it's just great. And now I'm barely alive. I feel like I would definitely have enjoyed it more if I knew all the songs, but part of it is on me for not catching up faster, but also I just didn't have the time. But even then, I would have needed to have more energy like coming from me, because I was fairly tired to begin with, and like all the standing and like while queuing as well, chatting, traveling during the day as well. Like I'm old. If there would have been a bit less lights shining in my eyes, like directly in them as well, where I was just like, I couldn't even fucking, like, it's like, I can't even fucking see already, like, can you not blind me as well? And then, yeah, maybe just one more song, at least one more song that is just a chill moment, maybe a tearjerker, you know. Overall, great gig, and I am so happy I went. I'm so grateful I could go. Thanks to all of you, and thanks to Marcy who gifted me the tickets, and thanks to your support of all of you for watching my videos and for introducing me to the warning. So I'm so very, very pleased and very grateful, and I'll leave you on some of those videos that I have taken from the gig. Hope you enjoy.
We're very excited to see you all tonight. Thank you so much for coming. You guys ready for some rock and roll? Alright, this next song is called Escapism.
thank you so much for watching, everybody. And if you did enjoy my review, if you enjoyed this video in general, please give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, because so many of yous who are watching right now, yeah, you, I'm looking at you, and you're not subscribed. I know you're not. What are you doing? Just click on the button. It's gonna take 3 seconds. Do it. Okay. Now that this is done. Yeah, let me know what's the warning song I should be doing. Any of these I've listed that I don't know that I could, you know, do a reaction after listening to them live, like just a bit different. Let me know what you would like me to react to. If you do have a specific song you would like me to react to faster than anything else, then you can check out my Ko-fi page in the description below. It helps support the channel, it helps support my dreams, and it helps support my grocery shopping, because everything's fucking expensive. And, my mental health. It does really help my mental health. So if you want to support the channel and you have a request, either or both, it's happening on Ko-fi or on Patreon, because I also have a Patreon where I post these videos before, and sometimes they could be a bit longer. There's exclusive content, there's stuff that's blocked on YouTube that you can still watch on Patreon, because it's Patreon. So if you want more from me, you can check out my Patreon and my other channel, because I have another channel on which I talk about witchcraft and ghosts. So completely unrelated, but if you're into that kind of stuff, you could check it out. I also have the odd travel vlog. I'm a lass who loves to do different things. And I also have a podcast because I love to do different things. So check all of these out, or check none of these out. I don't care. There is one thing you should do. Take care of yourself and love yourself. I don't know where that's coming from, but that's my message today. I love you all very much. And I'm going to attempt the Gen Z heart. Okay. Bye.